Hello, my little mathematicians. Today we are going to explore volume of rectangular prisms, but of compound rectangular prisms, which means that it's two rectangular prisms put together. Now, as confusing as these look, I promise you, they're still not as hard as surface area. Okay, so let's just imagine for a second that this bottom part wasn't here. Okay, so what's coming up, and we just had this top guy. If you wanted to find the formula, or sorry, if you wanted to find the volume of this guy up here, it would be the area of the base times the height of the figure, right? And we're dealing with rectangular prisms, so the area of that base shape, it's a rectangle, so it would be length times width. So area of the base is length times width times the height. So then for a rectangular prism, we could just simplify by saying that the volume is length times width times height, okay? And we could figure this information out. And then the only thing is like, okay, what if you had to do it of this bottom one? Okay, we could do again, the length times the width times the height. And then we would just add this one plus this one together. Okay, so let's go ahead and give one of these a shot. Now I'm going to do this same problem twice, but two different ways. So as long as you get the same answer, it's okay. The first time I do it, I'm going to go ahead and try to break it right here. Okay, so I'm going to focus on this guy right here. Now, is this length 10? No, because 10 was for this whole side, right? So you're like, okay, that's great. So then what is from here to here? Well, do I know from here to here? Yeah, that's this 3 right here. So if this whole thing is 10, and from here to here is 3, what's from here to here? Oh, 3 plus what is 10? 7. So this right here is 7. Okay, so I found the height. Now I just need the length and the width. Okay, so like width. Aha, so this is the same as this, which is the same as this, which is the same as this and this. Okay, so sweet. I found my width. I found my height. I just need to find my length. Okay, so that's this guy, which is this guy, which is kind of connected to this line, which this is opposite of that. So if this whole thing is 12, and from here to here is 8, well, this whole side needs to match this of 12. So 8 plus what is 12? 4. So do I have everything I need for this top rectangle when I go the volume is length times width times height? Well, I just found the length to be 4. I found the width is 2 because it's this one, and that one. Okay, so the width is 2, and we found the height earlier to be 7. Okay, so I just found that top guy to be 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 7 is 56 cubic inches for that top one. But is that the whole shape? No, I still have that whole bottom part to figure out, don't I? So this guy down here. Okay, so again, it's another rectangular prism. So area of the base, which is a rectangle, so length times width times the height. Okay, the length. What do you think? Well, it's this whole bottom one, right? So what's that length measurement? 12. Times what's the width? Right here, from here to here is 2. And then what's the height? The height is 3. So you have 12 times 2, which is 24, and 24 times 3 is some number. Or you could go 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 times 12 is 72. So 72 cubic inches for this bottom guy, or this top guy is 56 cubic inches. So if we add those two together, 56 plus 72, what do you get? You get 128 total cubic inches. Now remember I said that I would try to do this problem twice, okay? Well, let's pretend, this might get a little bit tricky here. So let's say I had that guy right here. What if I did that whole side? Okay, so we have this guy. And then I cut it, right here, this guy. So granted, my drawing isn't as pretty as theirs. I apologize. But I hope you get the point. Okay, so instead of cutting it here, what if instead we cut it here? And so I have this guy right here is the blue, and this guy right here is the pink. But I just drew it off to the side because otherwise this is going to get quite messy. So if I did it this way instead, now for this one, I this time know the whole height. It's this, which is that 10. Okay. And that width is going to be the same because remember, this is the same as this, which is the same as this, which is the same as that. So that's still going to stay 2. But for this, I actually already found that earlier. Remember that we could do that same trick that, well, this whole thing has to be 12 because this is 12. So 8 plus what makes 12? Oh, 4. So that means that this right here is 4. Okay, or that's 4. So now for this tall pink guy, which is this piece right here, when you did length times width times height, the length would be 4, the width would be 2, and that height would be 10, which 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 10 is 80. Okay, so you have 80 cubic inches for this tall pink guy. Now we have this side one right here, that blue guy. Okay, well, this part is easy. Okay, they told me that this is 8, so I know that this is 8, which is the same as this, okay, because we cut it here now, right? So this isn't actually part of it, so we ignore that 12. They told me that the height right here, from here to here, is 3, and if this is 3, that means this is 3. And then they told me the width is 2, so that was really simple. For that, length times width times height, I had 8 times 2 times 3. And 8 times 2 is 16. 16 times 3, a little bit too tricky, so let's go this way. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 8 is 48. Now add those together, 80 plus 48, and you get 128 cubic inches. Oh, wow, it's the same as that one because it's the exact same shape. I just cut it differently. So if you go to check your answers and you're like, oh no, I cut it in a different place, just look to see if you got the same answer. And if you got the same answer, you're good to go. Because even if you cut it differently, we'll still end up with the same answer, right? Now, if you get a different answer, then yes, please look at it more carefully. Okay, now didn't I promise that that was totally way easier than surface area? It was, wasn't it? Okay, you got this, my little mathematicians. You're going to do amazing. Just take it one step at a time.